Now, to China's attack last weekend on one of our Navy's helicopters, the Albanese government's reaction has been getting even weaker and more dishonest by the day. And I've got to ask you, where's Foreign Minister Penny Wong? I'm about to show you. Amazing. Now, last weekend, China's Air Force attacked one of our helicopters with flares in international waters while it was maintaining international sanctions on North Korea. As I said last night, the Prime Minister has been using the most incredible word games to play this down. He's called the attack just an incident. He called it unprofessional. Now, unprofessional conduct by China, like, oh, look, just sloppy procedures, an accident maybe. And he yesterday also told this falsehood about the government's complaints to China.
We have made very strong representations at every level.
And that's totally false. As Sky News' Andrew Clennell has reported, Albanese hasn't rung China's president, for instance. Penny Wong hasn't rung China's foreign minister. Defence Minister Richard Marles hasn't rung China's defence minister. The government simply complained to China's ambassador here and to some unknowns in Beijing.
Well, the ambassador has already been spoken to about this issue, as has people in Beijing.
But if you think all that's weak, check out Foreign Minister Penny Wong. Now, in the 4 days since China's attack, Wong has said nothing publicly about this foreign affairs crisis. Instead, on Twitter, she's posted how, for instance, she's tried to de-escalate the Middle East crisis, how she's talked to South American ambassadors about advancing First Nations and gender equality. She's promoted a new flight to Palau and posted about discussing the Middle East and climate change with Germany's foreign minister. She's even celebrated the return of some Aboriginal artefacts from Germany. And all that work, busy, essentially trivialities or things she can't actually influence, and not a single word about China attacking our own armed forces. It's extraordinary. Joining me are Cameron Milner, former Chief of Staff to Labor leader Bill Shorten, now Director of GXO Strategies, and Michael Costa, former New South Wales Labor Treasurer. Cameron, what is the government's game? Explain Penny Wong for a start.
Well, Penny's not doing a job, is she? And Penny's sort of off doing a whole lot of things to cause distraction from the core issue, which is that we have a near miss with an Army helicopter, a Navy helicopter, I should say, with flares dropped on it by a military plane from the Chinese side of things. And it's the nothing to see crew. Look, Albanese and Wong are so weak, so disgustingly weak on national security. It's terrible to watch. But lives are at risk. Men and women, servicemen and women, lives are at risk. First it was the Navy divers, now it's Navy helicopter crew. I don't want to see a loss of life, but this government is so weak when it comes to national security.
Michael Costa, give us a debate. Stick up for the government.
Oh, you can't stick up for this at all. But look, it's broader than just national security, is my view. I mean, it's since the voice that this government's drifting on a range of fronts. And I think the one that's really going to kill them is not national security, it's going to be the economy. You know, they're one rate rise away from a disaster. And who would have thought, go back to the election, that you would be facing a situation where Dutton is, winning in one state and close to being a competitive challenger. I mean, this reminds me of the fact that, people didn't take Tony Abbott seriously. Certainly Kevin Rudd didn't, and the Labor Party, and you saw what occurred there. They're of the view that somehow that because Peter Dutton's the opposition leader, they can drift away. But if the government's in drift, it's got no strategy on a range of fronts. And I think the thing that will really kill it will be ultimately the economy. And, I don't like quoting James Carville, but, it is the economy, stupid. And I think that's going to be the Achilles heel here.